Reboot your credit card with Apple Card. It gives you unlimited daily cash back that can earn 4.15% annual percentage yield when you open a savings account. A high-yield, low-effort way to grow your money with no fees. Apply for Apple Card now in the Wallet app on iPhone to start earning and growing your daily cash with savings today. Apple Card subject to credit approval. Savings is available to Apple Card owners, subject to eligibility. Savings accounts by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC. Terms apply.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1111, The Challenge of Choosing the Right Career, by Steve Pavlina of stevepavlina.com. And I'm Dan, your personal narrator, and we're going to get right to it now as we hear from Steve and optimize your life. The Challenge of Choosing the Right Career, by Steve Pavlina of stevepavlina.com. Choosing a career is a huge responsibility, both for men and women. I think this is especially true for men, though, since we're socially conditioned to value our careers very highly and to mix our egos into our work. It's tough for many men to feel fulfilled and happy when their careers aren't going well, even if everything else is working okay. But if a man's career is thriving while the rest of his life is only so-so, he may still be generally happy and content. Obviously, there are exceptions, but this is a common pattern I see both within myself and in others. Your career is a very important part of your life, and I'm not going to downplay its significance. A good career is one of the greatest blessings you'll ever experience, and a bad career is one of life's great curses. Some people really feel the weight of this choice, and it scares them. I see this a lot with students. What if I choose the wrong major in college? What if I get a job I don't really like? What if I start a business and end up hating it? Those are all good questions. It's great to be asking them ahead of time. It's okay to be a little anxious about this choice, but don't let the fear stop you from exercising your ability to choose consciously. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to be right at first. In fact, you'll get much better results in the long run if you're willing to fail. Making the wrong career choice. I'm going to be totally straight with you. If you make a mistake in your career choice, you'll probably suffer for it. A bad decision here will sting a bit. It may even hurt a lot. A bad career choice can bring down other parts of your life too. It can negatively affect your health, your relationships, and your home life. You can't simply compartmentalize it. In most cases, it's an ugly sight to behold. But here's the worst of it. Your first career choice, and most likely your first few choices, will probably be wrong for you. If I had to guess, I'd say that about 50 to 80% of the time people make a career choice, they choose wrong. And here I'm referring to the people who make this choice consciously and deliberately. If social conditioning substitutes for conscious choice, and people just fall into a career path, then I'd estimate we're somewhere in the 95 to 99.9% range. Good choices rarely happen by accident. You'll never know until after you commit. Even with a lot of conscious thought, the right career choice is very difficult to make. The reason is that you never really understand these kinds of decisions until after you've made them. Recently, Erin and I had a professional chef at our house preparing some food. She's a very experienced chef who used to work at a popular casino restaurant. One of the items she made was a vegan banana cake using a recipe we gave her. The cake looked great, but it was like trying to chew a mattress. It reminded me of when the Three Stooges accidentally baked a potholder into a cake. Even with all her experience and skill, this chef didn't know how the recipe would turn out until she made it. So what did we do? We just said, okay, that recipe wasn't so good. Let's not use it again. What do most people do when they make the wrong career choice? They pretend they like the cake, trying not to grimace too much while eating it. It's so deliciously rubbery. Cut your losses. If you make a bad cake, dump it and move on. Don't stare at the cake, lamenting the time and money you've invested in it. If the cake is bad, the cake is bad. The same goes for your bad career choices. Once you recognize your mistake, cut your losses and get out as soon as possible. A wrong decision doesn't become a right decision by pretending. Forgive yourself and move on. It's very challenging to hit upon the right career choice, even with deliberate, conscious intent. That's okay. You have the right to make mistakes. That's how you learn and grow. As you make mistakes, you'll refine your thought processes and your decisions will improve. Years ago, I was reading about a group of people who became self-made millionaires at a young age. I don't recall the source, but I remember that it was mentioned that the average person in that group had gone through about 17 different careers before finding the one that led to financial success. That may seem like an insane amount of switching, but sometimes you have to try a lot of different recipes just to find one you really love. You just listened to the post titled "The Challenge of Choosing the Right Career" by Steve Pavlina of stevepavlina.com. Your business was humming. Was. Now, teams are buried in manual work, taking forever to close the books. Consider 3 numbers: 36,000, 25, 1. 36,000. That's the number of businesses which have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, streamlining accounting, financial management, inventory, HR, and more. 25. NetSuite turns 25 this year. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less. 1. Because your business is one of a kind, so you get a customized solution for all of your KPIs in one efficient system with one source of truth. NetSuite is giving you the power of having all your information in one place, helping you to make better, more driven decisions as a business owner. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist, designed to give you consistently excellent performance, absolutely free at netsuite.com/startup. That's netsuite.com/startup to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/startup. Labor strikes, climate change, your beat-up office printer. What do they all have in common? Come on, it's all about the money. Economics is everywhere and everything, fueling our lives, even where we least expect it. If you're a fan of Optimal Work Daily and are curious to learn something new and exciting about economics every week, I recommend you listen to the Planet Money podcast from NPR. Planet Money is a different kind of world, where the complex economy actually makes sense, where human stories supersede abstract theories. Listeners can learn, laugh, and be entertained. It's econ down to earth, and Planet Money answers some of life's burning questions, like will AI take over our jobs, and why are Christmas trees so darn expensive? The Planet Money team lives to tell a good story in around 30 minutes. It's econ for the rest of us. So tune in to Planet Money every week for entertaining stories and insights about how money shapes our world. Stories that can't be found anywhere else. Listen now to Planet Money from NPR, wherever you get your podcasts. And thank you to Steve, who was actually one of the very first authors we started narrating here across all of our shows. And that's because he writes about a variety of different topics that really fit into what we do here. That's personal development, money, health, relationships, and more. So yeah, you'll hear his articles across all of our shows quite regularly, and we still haven't run out of content from him. So again, a big thanks to Steve, and please do come by stevepavlina.com to show him some support and to find a lot more information and resources. That's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the post, and thanks so much for being a subscriber to the show. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.